All right, so we got, ooh, that's a lot of work, right? We got one quadrant done, and we need to figure out all the rest of these. Let me just copy the coordinate pairs again for the corners. All right, so now to figure out the other ones, really it's just taking these values and mapping it to the other side, but changing the sign, so making some things negative, okay? So let's use some logic here, right? So I'll start with the y values. All these y values, the y values are all the heights, right? And I'll use a pencil here. So these are all the heights. These y values, right? 1/2, square root of 2, and root 3 over 2. These are all the heights. Well, the heights on the other side are the exact same. So what does that mean? Well, that means the y values have the exact same height. And so we just copy the y values because the heights are the same. And, well, going off that logic, we can argue that the x values are the same as well, right? Because horizontal distance goes like this, right? And it's the same horizontal distance, but it's going to the left, right? Because these are positive x values, and these are the left side, negative x values. So all we do is we copy the x values, but make them negative. So this one is 1/2, but negative. This one is square root of 2 over 2, but negative. And finally, this is square root of 3 over 2, but negative. All right, awesome. So using that same logic, why don't we do the rest of them? Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy just the numbers, right? So I'm going to copy the x values first. So we know that this one is root 3 over 2, and this is root 2 over 2, and this is 1/2, right? Because I'm copying the x values. Root 3 over 2 maps with this one, right? These are the same. And then root 2 over 2 is this one. And then finally this point and these points match. So I got to copy the x values. And so I'm going to then copy the y values, again, matching the symmetrical points. Right? Now I got to decide which ones are negative and which ones are positive. Well, look at these points right here. Remember right here, this is 0, 0. Right there. So anything to the left, x values are negative, and anything below it, y values are negative. So I know that all of these are negative. All right, and finally, on the right side, let me copy again the same points, and I'll just highlight. These map to each other, so I'm going to copy those points. Root 3 over 2, 1/2. Root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, and 1/2 root 3 over 2. Okay, let me erase my mapping. And which ones are positive, which ones are negative? Well, I'm on the right side, so x values are positive, but I'm on the bottom, so y values must be negative. And there you go. If we combine, and again, I just have another unit circle down here because I didn't want to go back and forth, right? But we've completed all the degrees in blue, all the radians in green, and finally we got all the coordinate pairs in red, which is fantastic, fantastic, fantastic.